This week in Eve Echoes has seen a patch that's full to the brim with information about new content, previously announced but delayed content, and tons of game balancing. In today's video, I'll be reading through the highlights of the patch so you don't have to. I'd love to read the entire thing, but you guys will get sleepy and I'll lose what little is left of my voice. So let's set this off in the background as you rat, mine, or even do the chores. If you wish to check out the patch notes for yourself, they can be found both in-game and in the link in the video description below, right below that lovely subscribe button. So let's start from the top. First and foremost, we have the new asteroid detection array structure. This will be something that you'll be able to anchor in SOV, and based upon what we're seeing right here, you'll be able to level up the asteroid belts, which if you're in a lower level system, that's always quite useful to have. It's something that we already have with ratting anomalies, so it's nice to see. We also have in the corporation tech tree the ability to level it up even further. There has been speculation as to whether or not it will also allow you to generate more asteroid belts, so time will tell. As it stands at the moment, it's not been available in game long enough for us to actually see what it can do. We also have two new implants, artillery cover and, of course, aerospace tactics. Artillery cover is something that's in place for cannons, and aerospace tactics is there for drones, fighters and lightweight ships. Again, I'm not going to be going through the specific details of these, otherwise I'll lose all of my voice. Let's focus on the highlights here. Let's keep it summarised. So next up we have a new skill, Structure Weapon System. So this looks like it's something that we can buy straight off the market, or however it's set up, I guess. And we'll be able to improve the damage performance of our structure weapons. I guess this is to help Capsuleer outposts actually be usable, I guess, when it comes to defending with their own weapons. Time will tell how far this actually goes, but nice to see that there nonetheless. Supercarrier AI core now available. For those very few of you that have supercarriers, you can now AI rat in nullsec, which, yeah, that would be interesting to see some kill mails of people dying in supercarriers because they had AI turned on. And AI doesn't fight human pilots, FYI. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see some kill mails of. Corporation Tech Personal Expansion. This is something that corp leaders, a number of, have been asking for a little while now, since it was promised back in April or May. We now have the ability to increase the number of players that we can have in our corporations. So big corporations such as B1G will actually be able to get bigger. Yay! Balance update. We have a number of updates to implants. Barrage repression, continuous ramming's ammo reload time is reduced. Sniping technology, that has got its own buff. Continuous prediction gained a new effect, reduces the cooldown by 30 seconds. Automatic defense, support projection. Disruption warheads, tactical missiles, pulse crystal, remote shield, remote armor, all of them have had tweaks to them, so go and check out the patch notes for those if you use any of those implants. General units. This one can be summarised as all of the general units that are regarding energy optimization, where you get less of a benefit but you use less capacitor or power grid or whatever it may be. All of the energy efficiency ones have been optimized to make them a bit more appealing, because as we all know, most players aren't even buying them or using them. So they're trying to find a way that players will actually use these general units. So again, not a bad idea to make some tweaks there. Again, we're just scrolling through them all. We also have a number for motherships, which I believe motherships, they are the upgraded carriers, the lightweight carriers. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm completely guessing here as to what motherships actually are. Capital ships. Going into capital ships, we have improving the assault capabilities of the versatile assault ships. Okay, so that's what I was referring to earlier with the motherships. Don't actually know then what the motherships are. Yeah, write down in the comment section below what exactly the motherships are. So of course we've got removed network sensor mode and changed the scan resolution bonus to its base effect, and a few other buffs to make them more appealing. As it stands, the versatile assault ships are one of the less popular ships in game. We also have a number of effective hit point bonuses to the regular carriers, in addition to the Sciency, the Force Auxiliaries. We've got a number of little bonuses here. Force Auxiliaries actually get +1 low slot, as well as a few other extra little tidbits here and there. The Thanatos gets more fighter defences, the Archon gets more fighter range, as if you'd actually need more. Yeah. Industrialist ships. This is a big one for jump freighters. They now have +1 low slot. They're not able to equip cloaking devices in this low slot, but nonetheless they have a low slot now. So that's a warp core stabilizer or a inertia modifier, whichever works best for them, or something else. So again, we'll skip past all of these EHP bonuses. The Rorqual gets a new bonus, Logistic Drones Shield Repair. Orca gets a low slot and the Logistics Drone Shield Repair bonus. The Stour Structure Hold and the Sigil and Sigil 2s have all increased. Large ships such as the Navy issue battleships recharge time reduced. Yeah, a number of various bonuses here for a bunch of battleships that may or may not be getting as much attention as they deserve. For example, the Armageddon and Armageddon 2 getting its drone damage bonuses. Again, we have even more, such as the Tempest Striker, Tempest Fleet issue getting more damage bonus. Medium ships, again, even more stat bonuses and tweaks here and there. Again, I'm not going to go through all of them. Small ships, Navy issue frigates recharge time reduced to 600 seconds. I believe that's 10 minutes. Daredevil, Worm, Dramiel, Sunesis, all of them getting nice little buffs here and there. Drones. Drones are getting ever so slight tweaks to them to make them a bit more varied between the factions, let's say. And the same is happening with fighters. Lightweight ships. Yep, so this is going back to versatile assault ships and trying to make them a little bit more relevant by applying some buffs here and there. Turrets. A number of turrets have been getting buffs here and there, whether it's the accuracy fall off, the tracking, the damage, etc. Just check the patch notes here to see which of your weapons get the bonuses that you want. Again, some more bonuses, or buffs I should say, for a bunch of modules, mostly tanking modules here. There is a lot in this update. Industry. PPD fullerene fibres pyrite quantity cost adjusted to 500. I do not personally know what that was before. And we're getting past all of the balancing stuff now, and this is the stuff we can talk a little bit more about. So, capital cosmic anomalies. The capital ship rally point, capital ship special fleet, and capital ship quarry spawn rates are increased by 15%. They no longer drop the advanced capital ship component shipping containers. Capital rift and capital ship testing grounds. Removed the ore from the large route at level 1, increased the compressed ore capacity at level 2 by 20%, reduced the distance to the route entrance from about 120 kilometers to 90 kilometers, and the area of level 2 has been adjusted to have the same size as level 1. There's a fair few more things here, I'll let you guys read it. Personally, I don't really understand half of this because I've never done these before. Waste Seeker Cosmic Anomalies. The Waste Seeker checkpoints have been changed, where it will only be destroyed after all of the loot crates have been looted. So that'll be just a slight tweak there to avoid upsetting certain players. Removed the common modules and rig blueprints from the Waste Seeker checkpoint, and increased the drop rates of rare blueprints, removed rig blueprints from the relic sites, and added implant blueprints for aerospace tactics and artillery cover. Increased the drop rates of perfect salvaged parts and skill chip blueprints at data sites. So that's good to see. So in relic sites, we're getting rid of a few rig blueprints, and instead we're getting blueprints for these new implants that have just been released. So that helps keep the relic sites rather relevant. And of course, we're seeing perfected salvaged parts and skill chip blueprints at the data sites. So this is a buff to exploration to keep them relevant. Mining. Reduced the number of gas clouds C50 and C60 in common asteroid belts. So you nullsec miners that have been, myself included I guess, that have been complaining about all of this gas filling up your ore holds with your strip miners. There's less gas in your ore holds now because there's less gas in the belts. So it won't be as big of a problem as before. They're still there, unfortunately, but it's less of a problem. Change the natural despawn time of common asteroid belts to 1 day. Okay, I don't know what that was before. Waste seeker drones in asteroid clusters of Cobalt Edge have a tiny chance of carrying advanced strip miners, meta levels 5 through to 8. So these are the faction strip miners that have been in the game since day one that people have been asking to finally get seeded. They are now seeded in Cobalt Edge, dropped by NPCs in mining belts. Seems rather appropriate, I guess. So if you want to go and get yourself those fancy new mining lasers, those strip mining lasers, head into Cobalt Edge and roam the mining belts. So encounters. In normal encounter missions, enemy shipwrecks typically drop low-value modules that held some value in the early days of New Eden. Nowadays, these modules are outdated in performance, and capsuleers are more inclined to discard them due to their low recycling value. Therefore, we've planned to make the following adjustments. In expert and higher difficulty encounters, removed the low-value modules dropped in encounter missions. Upon defeating NPC pirates, they have a small chance to drop the abandoned properties of pirates, which can be used to redeem LP at a station. LP is short for loyalty points, which historically you've only been able to get either through events or through faction war games. What we're seeing here is the ability to get loyalty points outside of faction war games, which is a small suggestion that somewhere along the lines they might be discontinuing faction war games. If that is ever going to happen, this is certainly helping set the grounds for it. And not that many people will be battering an eyelid at that, I guess. So moving on to the last bit of the patch notes, we have the event stuff. So Lazarus Unit Gift. So this is going on from the 20th of September to the 11th of October. All this is a single page in game where you can hit claim and get a bunch of Lazarus points. The higher your tech level, the more points you'll get. And because they've done a big balancing thing as per usual, they give away Lazarus points, so if you feel your favourite weapon system isn't relevant anymore because of the balance update, you can easily pivot with the amount of points that they're giving out. So yeah, nice little bonus there. Personally, I don't tend to pivot all that often, but it's a nice option to have. We also have a new event that is going live today until October 11th. Implant Lucky Draw supply. That looks like a box. So new arrival. Opening up to 30 times will grant you the corresponding type of implant option supply with aerospace tactics and artillery cover. Historically, whenever we've had a implant option box, it's always not included the latest 2 implants to be dropped into the game. So it's nice to see that the option box is 100% up to date this time around, supposedly. Integrated Module Draw Supply opening up to 30 times will grant you the Integrated Module Option Supply with 4p Integrated Module U, 3p Integrated Module Plus and more. Okay, and to round it all off, we have the typical valuation updated on market transaction record. Even abbreviating all of that and skipping past most of all of it, There's quite a lot of patch notes there, so it'll be interesting to see just exactly what does change in game as a result. But anyway, I'll leave you guys with that. I'm not going to go rambling too much at the end of this video. If you're still here at the end of this video, feel free to hit that subscribe button, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.